Welcome to Channel AMAC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Now in this video, I would like to discuss what is going to come up in 2021 for the skill migration sector for Australia. As you might have noticed in my previous video, I've discussed how the budget 2020 and 2021 has focused on a couple category of visas, but I still get a lot of inquiries and people asking, because at the moment, although the quota, I believe that the federal government has allocating these quotas to different states and territories, but then how would these states and territories prepare their plan to accept skilled migrants into the states and or territory? I think they are still on the way of their planning. How that will go is the focus of this video today. So I'm focusing on possible estimation and how these plans will go. So there are two things that I wanted to talk about. First of all, in 2021, the skilled migrant will have a better focus on onshore applicants. So the first thing we must know that it will disadvantage the offshore applicants for sure, due to the COVID-19 pandemic era and also the international travel restrictions. So onshore applicant will have advantage over the offshore. So how would the states and territory react to this, and how would they actually plan? Now we can see the two samples. You might want to search for South Australia's skill migration or Canberra's matrix, which I have done a previous video with. So how they have done it, I think Canberra did very well, because they created their own matrix for point tables where they're giving out extra points for people, for applicants who have lived in Canberra for certain years, who had invested real estate property in Canberra, and also possible business, and whatever the qualification they have been achieved in Canberra, they're giving out more points for these people to encourage onshore applicants to be in the region. So that's one way to go. Whether Queensland, Victoria, New South Wales will utilize the same way, we don't know. Traditionally, they haven't done this, but if we're looking into the model how South Australia had done, South Australia created their own occupation list, which Victoria, Queensland and New South Wales also had done that, but South Australia had given a bit more specs into encouraging the applicants who are already in Adelaide and South Australia, and they utilize, I think it was 5 years. If you have been residing in Adelaide for more than 5 years, they give me an incentive as well. So that's another way how the state or territory could incentivize the applicant who's already in the region. And I think that's the focus what they're gonna do. Now we haven't really seen Western Australia done too much. Western Australia only have, as you know, the two skill occupation list, the graduate and the other one, and they had differentiate the occupation there. Now Queensland is catching up to make it more alike the South Australians skill occupation list, but again the new one hasn't been come out yet because the budget's only announced last week. I kept updating all these state and territories migration website. I haven't seen any update yet, so it's very important if you subscribe to our channel and make sure you get the bell ticked. Once we have more of the updates, you should be able to get it. So anyway, come back to the topic. I believe that's how the state and territory will focus in the future. So they were giving out more specs, more criteria to actually filter and given incentivize the applicants who are in the region or in the regional or designated regional area of that states. So I think that's the whole focus of this budget 2021. And that's for the general skill migration. So another thing coming back, a lot of people asking me whether subclass 189 or 190 are they still possible to get in those one. Obviously there's still possibility, but I think the points required will be very, very high. So the focus will still put more quota, more numbers into 491. So whether or not you consider 189 or 190, you might as well putting another EOI for 491. I think that will be my best advice. Okay. Now the other one is the employment sponsor category visa. Now during the 2020 pandemic, the huge issue is that they cannot source any skilled workers to the regions. So what the immigration had done, well anyway, as a nation of Australia, they had never foreseen such virus to actually have this huge impact into the nation. And Australia has also learned that immigrant is very, very important to the economy, because without immigrants and workers in the regions, the locals is not enough to actually boost and create a better economy or grow the economy. So they need more people. Now, previously the employment sponsor visa has been redesigned from 457 to 482 and from 187 to 494, which the main differences is that the employment sponsor visa require you have to be pre-assessed skill experienced. So 482 require at least 2 years of work experience, and 494 require 3 years work experiences. So applicant will go, if I have 2 or 3 years of work experience, why would I go to regional Australia? So there's definitely applications went in, but it has a huge drop, and the boost of economy in the regional Australia has decreased, especially facing the 2020's pandemic. So I believe that the regional employment sponsor scheme will be taken back and redesigned to incentivize applicants who wanted to go to the regional Australia. So that's subclass 494. How will they do it? We don't know. Now, the reason I believe that will be one key to ease the criteria on 494 is that once the change from 187 to 494, the regional employers have been relying on people applying for 491 through state sponsorship. But see, when you face a huge financial crisis like what we had just faced in 2020, the state nomination quota has been temporarily paused or suspended. That means all the applicants cannot even go in, and then the employer sponsor application has been too hard for these people. They might not have 2 or 3 work experience, but they are willing to go there, but they cannot go. They don't have the visa. They need to rely on 491, which is the graduate and state sponsor state nomination visa, and that doesn't meet the reality, and that doesn't meet the need of regional employers. So I firmly believe that there's another talks between the policymakers and minister himself to actually do something about it. The reason I know this because they said it in their budget. They are looking to 3 focus. One is GTI Global Talent, the other one is Business Investment Visa, and the other one is Employment Sponsor. So that's why I can't think of any other better way how they gonna attract more people to applicant to apply for employment sponsor rather than employment sponsor scheme to actually ease the criteria. Anyhow, that's my forecast for the 2021's skill migrations. Should you have any comment, more than welcome to leave your inquiry or comment right below, and should you consider to subscribe to my channel, so once we have more updated news, you'll be the first one getting it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next video. Goodbye.